OR token is not a security. The OR token is not a stock. It is a video game token and is used for in-game purchases in OR-supported websites, video games, and the OR-Forge NFT marketplace. No ownership guarantees a percentage of any ownership of OR Systems Inc., any video games, content, media productions, or other, until options are extended. OR Systems Inc. is a privately owned and operated organization that utilizes blockchain technologies and provides real-world value to the intrinsic video game currency. As such, please ensure you approach the OR token at your own discretion. No one involved in this video is a financial advisor.
And
Yo.
I'm gonna do the Armando. What's up, Warriors? What's up, Warriors? Hey, look who we got on the show today, guys. Look who we got on the show. Look who we got on the show today. Look at this. Look at this guy right here. Oh,
Yeah, Mr. Nick.
let me get his little beard
What's
here.
up?
Hey, let me get his little beard. There you go.
To the millions.
To the millions and the billions, as Armando
Around
would
the
say.
There you go.
Well, we can see Armando's not with us today. I don't know what he had to do. He had a lacrosse game or something.
He had some
Shout out
fatherly
to our boy.
obligations.
I thought he was kidding when he said that.
I kind of thought lacrosse was like a game that was invented just as like a prop. I didn't even know it was a real game.
Good thing.
We got a whole professional sports league around it.
Hey, man.
Shows what I know.
So what is new in
What
the
is
world
up?
of war this week?
Man, it's been a busy week already, and it's only Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell us all about your high-speed rendering, Nick.
Oh,
Tell us
man.
about what you've been doing. That
Nick's
machine,
got
you
some
can smell it
rendering.
smoking from here.
Man, I mean, working on the new game, right? So one of the key elements is the realism and the content on this. So creating meta humans, if you will.
Ooh.
Both of you guys.
Oh,
Or,
we're gonna get a sneak peek. No.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Give
anti-birds.
sneaky.
What happened to that?
Somebody.
Yeah, you can give the
If
sneaky peek.
anybody wants a sneak peek, those feel free. I'll share.
Yeah,
screen. I'll share a screen.
We got to share Lucas here.
I like the one with Sean though. It's like name in the back, and
Yeah.
I'm like, look at this fancy dude.
Yeah, we'll post them up here. But yeah, so part of the concept of the game really is building it around real people and real stories and content and things like that. So as you can see here, we got Meta Lucas
with a big head of hair.
rocking in front of the tank.
Obviously, last year.
Obviously, that was last year. Yeah. This is not 2023, Lucas. Little less gray, a little more hair.
His
Yeah.
hair looks awfully brown.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! That's so cool. Lucas, Emmerich, boom.
Yeah, man.
That's cool.
It's really cool, man. Special.
And then we'll get Sean up here.
Look at John. Watch.
Look at that cat, man. Look at that swagger. That dude walks like me, except he's a lot skinnier.
That's last week, Sean.
I think that's last decade, bro.
You know what's funny, man? That's exactly how Sean looked when we first met him at CES in Las Vegas. When I first met him, man,
There's Rick.
full gear and everything.
This is a cool sequence. Yeah.
There's Rick.
River Risco.
Let's go.
So yeah, some of the characters, some of the vets that are engaged and involved in it. We're starting to do the reveal trailer. I mean, we're revealing a little bit here, so
There's a little bit.
me, I always like to throw some extra shit out there.
If anybody's paying attention, they're gonna get the freebie sneak peek. That's off.
Well, that's the beauty of being on the Warrior Hour. This is a shout out to all the Warriors out
There's
there.
Colin.
Getting that sneak peek in. Yeah, you got Carl rolling up here.
Strength and honor.
Strength and honor to the Legion.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean,
The cat.
creating and really kind of getting the essence of each one of these individuals as we're creating it. Like Sean said, the fact that he kind of felt the swagger and the walk in that. I took time into like making sure, like even just the little head nod there at the camera right before he goes into doing his little thing there.
I caught that. That is not lost on me, bro.
So,
But those little nuances, and as we start to finish up the reveal trailer here, and we get the content up here, you'll see some more of the really cool animations. So using Real Illusions iClone and Real Illusions Character Creator 4 are really helping us get that level of detail that you can't. I mean, wrinkles in the face and the skin details of blemishes, just all kinds of crazy. Yeah, man, you have no idea the various different body things that I've had to think about and see. I mean, the fact that acne is a feature on someone is, eluded me for many years.
For some with shrapnel.
It's real life.
But that's the thing, when we're going into actually creating the people, it's about creating that individualism in that person, and that helps with that storytelling. So when you start actually having a conversation or seeing somebody have a conversation or experience a moment or whatever that is, the animations are taken through that whole thing. We'll show some gameplay trailers and gameplay reveal in the trailer. We've got some map content that'll go in there. A lot of cool stuff. Carried over some of the cool features that we had in Osiris Protocol into the new game that we're working on. We've got big maps for use with jets and helicopters and tanks and cars and trucks, and I think I put too much stuff in. I have to think what I have in some of these maps. I think I even have a semi in one of these that you can jump in a random semi and roll it around the map.
Yeah, the funny part of this is, man, those real life experiences are so hard to relive because there's so many people's points of view. But I think getting our guys, our first characters in the game and allowing them to tell their stories as we build that story out is just kind of a really cool thing. Never been done that I know of.
That's the thing, man, is it really hasn't been done.
Right.
The things you had planned for this game haven't been done, that's for sure. I mean,
yeah, when I was younger in the military, I had the opportunity to hang out with some Vietnam vets, and it was really interesting to just listen to them unpack some of their stories, and to kind of pigtail or emphasize what Sean was talking about is points of view. I've had two guys that wrote books about the same incident sit and tell their stories to me from a different perspective, and it was really interesting to hear some of the nuance between the two stories and some of the stuff people just kind of glossed over in one aspect of the story, but from the other perspective, it was like a pivotal moment in the experience. So like, it's really interesting to figure out how all of that impacts people in different capacities. So it's a blessing to be able to like use and hear some of those other people's experiences like that. Well, it's really, really neat and humbling.
Honestly, this came all out of Sean's, what Sean wanted to do when he grew up, when we had a conversation sitting in Vegas at CES 2 years ago, man. And he was saying how, he wanted to do the history collection, the historical, like, significance of storytelling for the vets that are starting to, kind of age out and start to, not share those stories that necessarily, some other branches actually have a better, shot of sharing. And people have done movies, people have done, the books and things like that. But when you're looking at the game medium, the majority of games, Call of Duty, Battlefield, etc., they're all based around, something. It's generally a fictional story. It's, it's got a, an overarching, Call of Duty franchise that they play under and things like that. This medium allows us to create those real experiences, not only for the vets and the people that are actually sharing to create this story, but also for, people to experience what they've gone through. The storytelling, the historical reference, and then the build on, the expanse of this over time, and the ability to continue to grow content and continue to support, further charities and veteran, support systems and things like that, all through the medium of video games. I mean, it is awesome. So one of the questions that we had in the chat was, is Osiris Protocol dead? No, Osiris Protocol is not dead. Osiris Protocol has always been our proof of concept game. That was from the get-go. That was to prove that all of the engineering stuff that we've built, the SDK, the Forge, the NFT integration, the launcher, the everything, that was the proof of concept that all of the stuff that we've been talking about actually works, and you can do it at scale, and you can do it in a AAA style game. So Osiris Protocol is not dead. Osiris Protocol 2 will come out. We will continue to do updates and things like that, but we're going to do a much more focused release around OP2 to actually do it as more of a game, build the
story
experience.
and everything.
Exactly, as opposed to it being the proof of concept.
Right.
It's really building out the universe, building out that whole storyline. The new game, its focus is different. Its content is different. There's still first person shooter, multiplayer games, campaign style gameplay, things like that carry over into it. But OP2 is never going to go anywhere. The NFTs that were bought in Osiris, will they carry over to this one? I don't know yet. I don't know if like the gun contents, the NFTs and things like that will carry over to the new game. And the only reason for that is just because of the focus of kind of the organizations that we're bringing into the new game. I don't know if I know for a fact, like the characters aren't going to carry over. So because being that Osiris Protocol is based in a fictional world and we're dealing with reality, those types of things just won't play. We'll see about where the guns go in the later development. Digital collectibles and NFTs, there will be an add-on feature inside of the new game to extend your gameplay through those technologies. There will be no requirement for a wallet. There will be no requirement for Web3. There will be no requirement for game players to get in here. And the reason that we're not requiring it, but are extending the abilities and extending the functionality of the game with the NFTs is so that we can get more people involved. The more people we have playing, the less restrictions that we have to the users, the more people that are going to be involved and engaged with the game, the more people that are going to be online. Right. So
that's we got a way to coordinate that now.
We do. So when we launch the full prod site, we actually have a feature in there so that people can find matches, people can join teams, people can create their own events. Things like that. We'll be holding events. We'll have
host their own tournaments, play in our tournaments. We learned. We've taken all of the exposure to everything that we learned and identified in Osiris Protocol and put it forth in this new deliberate launch for this game that's getting ready to come out.
Yep. So and then where is it going to be available? Yep, you'll be able to get it on Stealth again. We're going to have a classic style launcher as well. So you'll be able to purchase it, with an NFT, digital rights management, and things like that through Stealth. You can get it through the actual game downloader as well. We're going to target a Steam release. And once again, we are in the line with Xbox for the new game launch. Mobile version. So right now, because of the graphics that we're trying to push, we're trying to qualify for the 4K and potentially even the 8K quality graphics. It just doesn't play on mobile yet. We're working with using the NVIDIA technology to potentially bring that to NVIDIA now. So those are some of the questions that are coming in the chat.
And thank you guys for those questions in the chat.
Yeah.
Those are the kinds of questions we want. Just
this is the stuff. This is I come on here and enjoy talking.
It's like Santa Claus.
Win-wins.
The interesting part about this is the future development too. There's a larger purpose behind what we're doing, and we really want to create a conversation around better mental health. And we want to do that by putting you as the game player, whether you're a veteran or not a veteran, into that experience, so you can walk with them in their boots and figure out kind of what they experienced, and through that, if a guy like some of our characters are legends in the soft community. One of my personal heroes is actually involved in as a character in this game, and to be honest with you, I don't know all the things that he's done, but you hear about these things. To be able to actually play him in a game, that's pretty cool. But it would be a lot cooler as if we had a lot of other services. Because right now, boys, we're Army centric. I'd really like to see some SEALs, really like to see some regular Army dudes, Air Force dudes, you know, Coast Guard, Marine Corps. Y'all want to be a video game character? This is kind of your shot at it. Here's the deal, though. We need a story, right? We want you to write your story. If you have a story that you want to get out to the public to share, to help benefit other people, to get them to tell their stories, we're going to be looking for you. And that's going to happen real soon when we open up our Indiegogo campaign. And so you'll have the opportunity there. We need both just playable characters, and we need campaign guys too. So as this thing continues to roll, this is not a game for the minute. This is a game for the millennium. And so what that means is we can continue to build through battle packs and releases on this game down the line with brand new characters. But you know what we need? We need you. We need our tribe. And so I'm talking to you guys out there now, our tribe from the veteran community. You want to be part of this tribe? Let's go. Come see us. We don't need much to get started.
Hit us up.
And honestly, it can continue to be something that's just a great experience all around. We got some other features on the backside of this thing that are going to make it good overall. Some of our partnerships we're currently talking to others about, you know, to make this kind of a solution, right? Here's the deal, man. Everybody on this screen has been affected by suicide at some point in their life. Lucas and I, you know, we've lost folks in the last,
60 days?
60 days? I mean, look, man, it's not acceptable anymore.
No.
It's not acceptable. And I'm not knocking on anybody who's doing better in mental health. God bless you. You're doing good work. Keep after it. We just want to help. And so that is kind of, you know, what's underpinning this entire project for us right now is our ability to get in there and do something. It's one thing to talk about it, fellas. It's another thing to do something.
Right.
And we're going to do something about it. We're not going to solve it. God, I wish we could. I wish we could solve it today.
At least
and it never happened
minimize
again.
it, though. At least minimize
man.
it. You know what I mean?
Do something different because the status quo is not cutting the mustard, man.
Well,
Absolutely not.
If we can communicate more effectively in a language that people are more receptive to receive, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? We're pretty good at video games, so that's the medium that we're going to take.
Well, then, if somebody's sharing their story, it makes somebody else feel like it's okay for them to share their story.
Right.
I mean, that's the start, right? That's that first step. And that's kind of the goal is through the experience, through the openness, you know, this is the group therapy. This is just the meta version of group therapy, right? You know, this is the expanse of being able to share that experience so that others have that comfort to be able to, you know, tell their story, talk to someone. And it doesn't have to be as grand as being somebody in a game character in here to share your story. Hopefully it's just even a conversation just to, you know, go and talk to your significant other, your, you know, priest, your whoever. It's just about having that conversation.
And we're building in resources to help in that capacity as well. You know,
Absolutely.
so we're not just going to bring something out and just walk away from you.
That's
we
exactly
we want to be able to pass you off to somebody that's going to help you find some local resources in your area to really work through what your challenges are. You know,
and build that network, man. Build that tribe, as Sean likes to say.
All right, boys.
I'm all about
We're gonna hit a commercial. We're gonna hit a commercial.
Spin that beautiful bean.
We're gonna come back. Maybe we'll talk about more about how the game is, the medical side of it, you know, and what you guys got planned for that.
right on.
We'll be right back.
Back at you.
Forge greatness, this is what you need. Next level marketplace with the NFT. Music, podcasts, movies, and more. Crypto games, take it to the next level for sure. Or system, or system. If you buy the NFT, this is what you're missing. Or system, or system. If If you bout that NFT, this is what you're missing. To my movie makers and musicians, time to level up. Bring your content, even all my game developers. We got movie streaming, music streaming, so you wanna be in the mix. This ain't no big production company. Over 25,000 or users, yes indeed. Only charging 2.3% sales fee. Own all your music, all your games, own your future. Set your own terms. This is how you do it. You need or system. If you bout the NFT, this is what you're missing. Or system. If you bout the NFT, this is what you're missing. Let's go. Forge greatness. Woo.
Yo, we are back with the boys. Cheers, everybody in the chat. We're watching the chat. Cheers to the chat. Thank you guys for being supportive, as long as you have been.
Absolutely.
So it's these conversations that we're having. We've had countless hours of conversation. Should we? Why shouldn't we? Et cetera, et cetera. Because we want to do this thing right, man. We don't want you to talk about how somebody died, or whatever. We want you to talk about how they lived and how they were successful after the fact, and the scars of war are there. We got them. We got them. I don't know what else to tell you. Personally, it's for me just talking to other people. I'll just tell you a little war story. They always start with no shit, there I was, but I won't start like that. When I moved out here to Texas after I retired, started working from home, whatever the case might be. Oh man, that's a dream job. But I got to tell you, dude, when you are isolated from your tribe, it's like the walls get close. The walls get close. Sometimes you just got to go seek that tribe. Lucas called me out of nowhere after I got out, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to come on with us with this thing?" And I'm like, absolutely. If I don't get anything else out of this in my entire life, at least I got to reconnect. That's a thing, dude. And then so many of you out there now are probably that same way, right? You play video games, you got your little video game tribe and inside of your chat group or your Discord group or whatever you're playing on. But there's more of us out there. And we oh man, I'll keep in touch. Well, you do that.
Resiliency,
resiliency.
You have to build it into your life. For me specifically, like some of my challenges that I was working with, lead me down some directions that weren't productive. So I had to stop, reassess, and change a lot of how I went about living my daily life. Because if I didn't, it would have lent plenty of opportunity for bad outcomes. And fortunately, time I outrun my my usefulness when it came to
fortunately we still got you guys here. That's all I gotta say. Fortunately we still got you guys. That's all I gotta say.
The funny thing is when we were talking to Rick, I was talking to Rick on the phone the other day. Like I said, he's actually one of my personal heroes. And so he reminded me of those things that I forgot, those resiliency, those 5 pillars: faith, fitness, family, friends, and finances. Oftentimes they degrade, starting with your faith. You don't believe in anything. Your fitness falls off when you get older. It's just the way it is because everything hurts. Your family may or may not be there. The finances may or may not. So in the end, man, of those 5 pillars of resiliency, it comes down to your tribe, your friends. Yeah. That's one phone call. You see what I'm saying? Maybe not. Hey man, maybe you just pop into a game online. You're like, dude, I haven't seen you in forever. Hey, let's go offline and chat. Boom, instant reconnection. Right. The thing about the military that I love the most, well, even now, is the fact that you can call up a friend of mine today, man, hadn't talked to him in 10 years. Like you never missed a beat.
Yep.
Right? That's the kind of community.
I tell everybody all the time, it's the world's biggest fraternity.
That's the tribe, bro. That is the tribe. And I think if we can create at least some semblance of that here, through shared experiences, the ability to reconnect with folks. In hell, I don't play video games every day. What if I could?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that day. I really am, man. I'm really looking forward to it. But I hear my son, my 16-year-old, he talking to people and all over the world, man, hammering away, having a great time. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, leave me alone. I'm with my tribe. It's like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? I didn't get that before. It was a COVID thing for me, right? So during COVID, when everybody was isolated, you know how many mental health problems we had when we locked ourselves away?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be political, man.
No, but it's true. It's true.
It's
a lot
true,
of people,
right?
a lot of people suffered. I mean, and that's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
the lack of connection, man. That's
horrible.
I think by nature we're all social beings.
Absolutely.
We want to be connected in some way, shape, or form. God bless social media. It's done great things and it's done horrible things.
Yep.
For the population, really has, man. I love it and I hate it. I got to be honest.
It's almost like a necessary evil these days. It sucks, but I mean, now everybody depends on it so fucking much. And it's just, it sucks to depend on it that much. But now with AI coming out and all that stuff, like, what's next?
A lot of things are going to change pretty quick.
Very soon.
Really interesting time to be a part of this experience.
Crazy time to be alive.
Yeah.
I think. Now going back to, it's interesting you bring up AI. As we talk about this game and the incorporation of some technology and things going forward, there's some really interesting things you can do with early identification, emotions, heart rate, O2 sat, blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What if we could build something that said, hey, man, you're in a crisis. And I'll tell you this, and a good friend of mine told me this one time. He's like, look, man, just because you find the IED, you got to do something about it, right? Right. You can find it, but you got to do something about it. And so that do something about it portion is what we're interested in. You can identify that problem, but how do I get you on an outlet now so you can not sit on hold on the crisis hotline? That really hold on a crisis hotline.
Yeah, that's
unacceptable.
That's unacceptable.
I'm not going to tell you how I know that. I'm not going to tell you how I know that, but I'm just telling you it happens.
Yeah, we don't think we know our friends' network well enough to be able to identify that stuff. You don't. And no matter how intimately you know somebody, next thing you know, you can get a phone call and say, hey, this is his mom. He killed himself in my closet. You're like, holy fudge, how do you process all that stuff, man?
Right.
I don't want to ever hear that phone call again.
Yeah,
I don't want to read another Facebook post. I don't want to see another LinkedIn funeral request. But man, until there's zero, we're just going to keep on pushing. And I hope in some way, we talked about that on the break while you guys weren't here. If we can save one, I'm good. If we can save 100, better yet. If we can change people's mindset about the stigma of seeking mental health,
right,
that's huge for us.
Yeah.
Right. It's not weak to ask for help, man.
So there's a medical.
That's not just a veterans thing either, man. Traumas happen everywhere.
Absolutely.
From when you're 6 years old in elementary school, or
Lucas and I went on a little bit of a deep dive with that a few times on a few phone calls, and I was kind of getting my stuff together, and it was amazing and thank you for the support too, Lucas. And I know I could always lean on you guys, but just being able to talk about what I was experiencing with Lucas was even just therapeutic in itself, and we had a couple laughs about it, but it was also, man, Lucas, you know a lot about that. I guess some call it alternative medicine and things like that, but there are other things, man. It doesn't always have to be medication, but do what you got to, consult with somebody. You
have to be an active participant in your own healing. And that requires you doing a little bit of light reading. If you're not willing to do your own homework, then you're going to be stuck in the same rut. I just refused to get stuck in that rut, so I started doing some reading.
And Sean,
anytime I can fast forward somebody's learning based on what I've already had to experience, that's my goal, is to let you save those 6 months worth of blood, sweat, and tears by giving you what worked for me. It might or might not be tailored to your problem set, but it's my obligation to share that with you anyways.
Agreed. So the game is going to have like a medical like lean to it too, right? I mean, like that's what we were talking about, like with the
later.
Later on, that's the idea, right?
So and as part of this, right? It's about the solution, like Sean said. So it's not just the game; it's the phase 2 and it's the phase 3. So phase 1 is the gameplay because it has to be fun, it has to be a good game, it has to be high quality content, it has to be engaging. It can't suck, right? As Sean likes to say, it can't suck. So, so phase 1 is making sure that it doesn't suck. And that's making sure that we're doing the things like, creating the photorealism in the experience and creating the immersive environments and recreating real locations from around the globe. Like we're using satellite images to create topographical virtual maps of those areas as we're creating the in-game content for this stuff. So it's all about, creating that next level of realism inside of the experience. And, honestly, the phase 2 of being able to get in front of and start to see how people are interacting with, stressful events and things like that, looks at how we're able to, get metrics. So we're looking at, things like the wearables devices and some of the smart machine learning technology that allows us to do data analytics at scale at a much greater, speed with correlated events from the gameplay that we can, working with mental health professionals, people like, Dr. Trin, who was on here on the Warrior Hour, what was it, a week or two ago, talking about the Alzheimer's and how he's using game therapy. Dr. Stephen Tang, he does brain health for pediatrics. Bringing in medical professionals to help us get us to that phase 2 is part of that partnership and part of that growth, so that not only are we creating the experiences, but we're creating something that can help and provide data analytics for the professionals. And then phase 3 is working with those professionals to create that tribe, create that community for people to go, after the fact, how to find those people locally to you, local to you, that are those mental health professionals, and building that out through our partnerships is the biggest thing, whether that's vet charities that focus on PTSD, whether that's the suicide hotline, whether that's, whatever that aspect is for that outlet, whether it's the mental health professional, it's creating that avenue. So this isn't a short-term thing. This isn't a, we're going to push this out and turn it on overnight. There's a lot of behind the scenes work and stuff like that that's going into it to get us all the way through to phase 3, man.
Yeah, and honestly, it's interesting and enjoyable work.
I love it, bro. I'm having fun with this shit.
Yeah.
Cool. You got it.
Hey, thanks for popping on, Nick.
Yeah, I do have to jump. You guys have an awesome rest of your show. I appreciate you giving me the first half hour. So
all good.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
does CBGB stand for?
Country Bluegrass Blues.
We have a band.
You're gonna want to crank it.
Not very country.
This club's gonna be different.
This band is Talking Heads.
We're Blondie.
We're the Ramones.
We're the Jet Boys.
Patti Smith Crew.
Lou Reed.
I can't sleep on a mattress when bands are getting signed right and left. These kids have something to say. We really should listen.
And we're back.
Y'all are funny.
Sounds good to mess with Jimmy when he's counting us down to come back in. Like, yo.
I'm like, can you guys shut up? I'm coming back in.
Hey, man, the ability to do this thing like you do it is phenomenal, by the way. If I've never said thank you in the open, I will now.
It's fun. It's fun. Indeed. It is fun. I enjoy it, man. And I just had to cut Eric off before he got into a story there because
Yeah, Sean, it's fun. I get to deal with Jimmy at rehearsal, and I got to deal with him here. It's
That's what I was laughing so hard about. Jimmy said 5 seconds or less to Eric, and I was like, "Ooh,
yeah, I know.
It's a big ask."
Good luck unpacking that one.
Yeah, right.
Eric cannot speak. He can't get his point out in that quick of a time. It's going to take him about a half hour.
Hey, man,
I want to share what I got to share with you. And I want to.
That's what I love about Eric, man. He's a storyteller, dude. He's a storyteller.
He is a storyteller.
He's one of the best. Eric's one of the best active listeners that you can have when you're talking to. I love that about him.
Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate that. See, Jimmy, I ain't so bad.
Whatever, Eric.
No, but listen, man. Right now, man, I'm going to say this one. I know I say this a lot, but this one might be one of my favorite episodes right now because I love when you guys are on. Sean, it's always cool when you get to get on. We've gotten Lucas a lot, man. We haven't gotten you as much, but I'll tell you what. Hearing the passion behind this thing and what it represents, you know, like I said, tight-knit tribes, keeping them together, just
the ability for us to reach out to those tribes, man. This is one avenue. You know, the Warrior Hour is taking a little different spin these days, and we understand that. You know, so I hope the audience sticks with us on that.
It's our show. We'll do what we want.
You're not wrong, are you?
Hey, speaking of that, man, I do want to give a shout out. I think Trillionaire just had to leave, but Trillionaire, Colin, always great to have you. Yassine, I hope I'm saying your guys' names right. Yassine, the General, he was on earlier. I think he's still on. Yeah. So thank you guys. Just wanted to say that, man. You're part of our tribe, and love seeing you guys. Love seeing the chat. Love seeing
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I am excited, man. You know, it's one of those things. These things take time to build, but it's like a little kid waiting for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, you keep looking under the tree.
Yeah.
Looking under the tree, and then old Saint Nick drops in and puts something there.
But it's always one of those like don't mess us up. You know, like you want to do this all the justice that it deserves. So you go out of your way to take the long-handed approach to getting things done the right way. So we understand the impacts and the gravity of getting it wrong. So we're definitely working hard to get it right.
Even if it's I know it's taking a while now, and I know they're see that, and that's where I think a lot of people they make that mistake of, hey, it's taking this long, let's just kind of expedite the process and try to finish it up, and then you're losing a little bit of that integrity at the tail end of whatever project that it is you could be working on, and that's where things, you know, like you said it, man, you got to make sure it's right. Period.
Don't rush to failure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Don't rush to failure. Yeah, these things that are in my mind from many years ago. You know, these guys were talking about game characters. I hear them in my mind every day. I sometimes talk back, but anyway, different. Don't start answering yourself. But it's good. I think we're plugging into a lot of the right places right now. We're starting to hit our stride. You know, we're still young in the business world,
Absolutely.
man. So we learn something every day, and you know, when you stop learning, that's when you fail. So we're doing the best we can, man. And they're punching every day.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, we've spent more time like having conversations on like the deals and negotiating than we have in quite some time, and it's really it's quite impressive to take part in like some of those conversations, and we hope that we're putting forth our best foot for the OR community to bring you something that's going to just knock your socks off, man. You know, we're lining up all of these resources to really push the envelope on what we're doing with the technologies, and Nick's just really teeing it up and knocking it down. I can't say enough about how great, you know, the developmental cycle that we're on is with effective communications within the team, internally, externally. Everybody's firing on all cylinders. It's really fun to be a part of this experience. It's fun and frustrating in the same sense. We can't get everything right every day. Nope. We can't get everything right every day, but we can't, you know, get everything you ask for every day. So, you know, sometimes you take the 2 steps forward to take a step back to make the progress you need, and that's just the grind that we're on. You know, it's part of being a new company.
It's truth.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
This is new to us all too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
most of us didn't even know each other before 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so new to all of us, and it is exciting. It's really cool. It's cool to be part of something. I feel like a tribe.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is the tribe.
I do.
You know, as we go forward, we don't really. Our guests are getting locked in, you know, one by one. So hopefully, we're bringing some interesting content in the next couple of weeks. Also, some new guests, maybe some old returning guests coming up.
Oh yeah.
We did. I got the lineup coming up. I'll share it after the show.
Yeah,
Awesome.
just in case anybody's been wondering, we haven't had guests the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks. We've just been really solid, focused on trying to get into the future and line up guests.
Yeah.
Plus, we needed a couple of days where we could just sit and talk.
Yeah, got a lot
Shoot
to
the
share.
breeze.
And got a lot to share. So
Remember how they started out, man? It was just kind of fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
Black Friday.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, that's right.
Something
Hey man,
like that.
I'll say this again too, man. One of the highlights of my life was that Vegas trip, CES, man. Getting to meet you guys face to face.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We need to do it more.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh man,
Get down to Armando's neck of the woods in Miami over the summer.
Yeah,
Yep.
no doubt.
Plan needs to be.
that bummed me out that Armando couldn't make it, man. But
I wonder if he's listening. Think he's listening?
yes, he went lacrosse. Is
If
that
he
even
is,
a real thing?
He said his kid's lacrosse game or something tonight or something. I don't know what he said. I didn't even see what he said. I just knew he said, I don't know if I'm going to be there tonight, guys.
Test him out. Armando, are you listening?
Armando?
Earth to Armando. Earth to Armando.
Bueller.
Oh, yeah. His
Got a
son,
message from Boy Band Review. They're looking for Armando, but since he can't make it to the audition tonight, since he missed his chance. Armando, we're
sorry, Armando Lachey, you're out.
Armando Luce. Oh wow,
That's funny.
That is
Oh.
funny.
How did that boy band thing start? He mentioned it at some point.
Brian.
Warrior,
Oh
didn't he?
yeah. So we
Yeah,
talked
it was Brian.
about that.
Yeah.
I know some of the stories because I remember when it happened. We were both playing in a couple different bands where we play a lot of shows together. I filled in for one of his guitar players that was out of the country. Got close, got to hang out, got to do a bunch of stuff, and then one of the bands he was in kind of broke up. So he was like, you know what, I'm going to do it was a Beastie Boys tribute band, if I remember.
The Hot Sauce Committee.
Yeah,
Hot Sauce Committee.
And they would, just as a joke, they would throw in a couple boy band songs in the middle of the set. And he said, man, that was the part of the set that seemed to explode.
It exploded.
And
And I was there when they played at
Nelly's.
Nelly's. Every time they would do like the rap and the Sublime, and as soon as they hit like the Backstreet Boys, every chick in that place was going absolutely crazy. You know, and I see it why he did it.
And he said it. He's like, look, I'm a businessman. I know what sells, and that seemed to be the direction to go. So he said they got rid of. Nobody was asking, nobody was requesting Sublime or Backstreet Boys as much as they were all the boy band stuff, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And he laughs because he's like, it's if you heard his original stuff, it's nothing like that. Just so you know.
And I was gonna say, and then I think it came with Armando. We were talking about how me and Eric are playing like heavy metal bands, and he was like, I'm more like a boy band kind of guy. And it was like, oh, really? You just gave me something to pick on you about.
You can volunteer that information.
You don't volunteer that. That's woman's music.
I gotta throw this out there. One of the funniest. So Armando wanted to do like a parody version of "I Want It That Way," whatever. And he's like, Jimmy, you know the song "I Want It That Way"? And Jimmy's looking at him. He's like, why are you what? Yeah. Why would I? I mean, I know the song, but what do you get at?
I mean, I didn't know the song, so they sent it to me, and then I heard it. I was like, oh, that song. I have heard it before, yeah.
Yeah. It was funny. Anyway, Armando, we miss you, dude. We really do.
It's not something I ordinarily play voluntarily, but I mean, to each their own, right?
That's what he's into, man. I thought he was kind of pulling my leg a little bit, but hey, man, it's nothing wrong with that.
That's fine, He's a stud muffin, that's all. A little stud muffin.
Yeah, he is.
I hope your son won his lacrosse game tonight, Armando.
Yeah. That's where. I'll let where they play. Oh, yeah.
He's an athlete. His son's an athlete. So
yeah.
Got him on the right track.
Boy, I'm going to have some shawarma for dinner. Shawarma.
Yeah, how about it, man? We're doing a late dinner ourselves here, man.
Shawarma.
Oh, I don't have my room set up. I'm still bummed.
Absolutely.
Too busy. Me and Eric finished two bands' albums yesterday. I can't believe it. Like, finally. Both bands
finished albums?
Both bands were in. Both finished recordings and everything yesterday.
It just sort of worked out that way.
Yeah.
We were like, hey, if we're going to be there, let's try to get the other thing done. So just some last minute, it's always those little tiny things you got to wrap up, editing.
Are you going to wrap those up and put them on the forge?
When they're mixed and everything, yeah, I would like to definitely put the Vernus album on the forward. I'm sure we could put the Walls album too. But...
Brand new music from you guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Under what band name?
Oh, there's two.
Can you
two
say?
bands: Avernus and From Beyond These Walls.
Right on. Look for it on the forge coming soon.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
You can go to From
Beyond and potentially a video game.
.com.
From what?
And potentially maybe a video game.
Yeah, absolutely.
If any of the songs fit any certain part of the game and it's a good atmosphere for the song, I'd be down for any of my stuff to be used in a video game. Absolutely.
Cool. What? Shout out to our boys, Five Finger Death Punch, for coming and do a collab album with you guys.
There you go.
Be careful. Be careful with that. I got a reputation here.
you got a rep to protect.
We're back to the boy band. Come on.
Yeah, they're kind of considered. They're kind of considered like the boy band of the battle world.
I'm not trying to embarrass Jimmy here, but man, check out Jungle Rat live, man. That's a show. Those guys put on a show, man. I had a lot of fun last time I saw these guys.
I love that name, man.
And I was pointing at Jimmy, and I'm like, I know that guy. I know him.
What, Jungle Rot?
Yeah, it's a cool name, man.
That name just screamed like a kind of like military theme,
war
and and political theme the whole way.
It's a thing, dude.
That's a thing. I know. Oh yeah, I've seen many. I've seen many pictures. I've definitely, when I was a kid, I had a real bad athlete's foot. Like, it was bad, and that's what my mom would always call. Oh, you got Jungle Rot, and
it stuck.
Oh man,
that's awesome. Well, guys, great show. Appreciate having me on.
Chat.
Always good to talk. Colin, shout out to you, man.
Yeah,
we know what you're doing right now.
Hey, can I got a special message for Colin. If you're listening, I can't not watch Lord of the Rings and not think of you, buddy. I just can't. Just saying, man. Hey, man, we went on a deep dive about Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, J.R. Tolkien novels.
Potato.
Harry Toad reference, maybe? I don't know.
I thought you may look like one of the characters now with this crazy haircut.
Yeah, right.
Nice got a solid haircut.
Like I got room to talk.
Yeah, same.
Hey man, whenever I take a band photo with these guys, they're all giants. I feel like I'm a hobbit amongst freaking humans. That's how I feel.
Jimmy's a big dude, man.
I kid you not. One of the times, I think the photographer's like, "Do you want a stack of like yellow pages?" I'm like, "You know what, man? Come on, that ain't funny. Get you a milk crate, right?"
You better go to the pass if you want to find the yellow pages. I don't even think they make that anymore.
Oh yeah, I just dated myself.
You sure the hell did.
Sean Lucas, man, seriously, I love seeing the passion that you guys have with this project, and we're hoping to get out there and heal, and solidify some tribes, man. Get some people connected, man. You know,
tribe builders.
That's what all about.
Some great stuff, man. It's
on a serious note, too, man. If anybody's really feeling that bad or just just reach out to somebody, please. You know,
don't be scared. Trust me, they're gonna want you to reach out.
Yep.
Yeah, man. There's no shame in that game. There's nothing worse than reading an obituary. Nothing.
And if some of your friends are kind of raising up some hairs on the back of your neck, man, talk to them a little bit more often. You know, it doesn't have to be them reaching out. You can reach out the other way.
Absolutely, absolutely. We can all build. We can all do a better job at it, man. I know.
Accountability is what we're trying to instill.
Sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And with that, lads.
Hey, dinner time.
Yep.
Shake some deuces.
Thank you guys.
Don't forget, you got to do the Armando close.
To the millions and billions watching at home or watching on the replay. Make sure you catch us next week. Armando should be back. I'm sure we'll probably still have Lucas poking around. We could probably get Sean to come back and poke around a little bit. Eric, I don't even know what his point is anymore, but
I'm just a fan watching from the seats.
Eric's gonna jump on his light cycle and take off.
Yes, I am. Matter of fact, I haven't seen Tron in a minute, man. I got to revisit. Hey, speaking of video games, man, it was cutting edge game back in the day, man. Still my favorite game to play.
You know, there's other movies you could watch that are newer that you haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I know that, Jimmy. All right, whatever.
You have to watch a 1982 movie every day.
Like Revenge of the Jedi? Maybe watch that one. Armando would appreciate that right there. See?
All right.
Armando,
I'll see
we miss you, Armando.
I'm not going to be part of that. Be part of that Star Wars argument again.
We miss you, Armando. Thank you, Nick, for joining us. Yeah, we'll be back next week, man. We're not going nowhere. Boys, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all.
For sure.
See y'all. Good night.
Introducing the Cool Wallet Pro, an enhanced hardware wallet the size of your credit card. It packs the most sophisticated cold storage technology inside, giving you full control of your digital assets whenever, wherever you need it. Cool Wallet Pro connects offline to only your mobile device within a 10-meter distance, and requires you to physically confirm every transaction on your Cool Wallet Pro after checking transaction details for optimal security. Cool Wallet Pro is designed for the professional crypto user who needs more than just superior security in a hardware wallet. You can plug in directly to the world of DeFi, DEXs, and other dApps, allowing you to earn easy passive income from staking and DeFi on the best crypto blockchains. Through our extensive marketplace, you can trade, sell, and buy directly from trusted third parties, all within the Cool Wallet app. While staying anonymous, retaining data privacy, and avoiding trust risks. With Cool Wallet Pro, the key to your future is in your hands.